if you're interested in intergalactic travel, then I can share some information upon that subject. I know most people are not interested because they're busy surviving, but if you went beyond survival, then I can tell you how I found the portal to intergalactic travel, from which then you can explore their entire existence. So there are two ways, more than two, but two basic ways to travel. One is more a mechanical way, and Ross speaks about this, by the way, in his books, which is with the help of vehicles that's built and more physical, and it will take, of course, a very long time. So some entities traveling from other galactic or within galactic, they just go into a state of hibernation, and they in crafts, and they travel for a very long time. However, it's a more inferior way to travel. More advanced entities travel within their mind with their light bodies. This path requires, of course, a little bit more self-mastery, but it's totally worth it, because in the long run, it's it has much less time-consuming and energy-consuming. It's basically a skill. And so my experience with this was when I did the floating therapy in a true rest. You know, the floating devices is sensory deprivation tanks where you float in complete darkness and silence. In this state, the pineal gland gets activated. The mind do not focus or disperses its energy in analyzing the world. Basically, you turn your mind off this survival and you bring it back to yourself. And my experience was that my mind was peeling off the levels of anxiety, the levels of worry, until I got to a state of very deep peace and a very concentrated focus within. It was like a very narrow point. And at that point, I suddenly saw something that was just like when you look at the sky at night. It was complete darkness, but it was filled with stars and constellations. And then I immediately recalled the teachings of Ra, and I understood that I've arrived to the point from which you can practice, or I can now practice that projecting my mind into any point of the universe, and in my light body traveling to any point of the existence, basically. It's very much like the sort of like out-of-body experience. So if you embark in this skill development, then I highly recommend that you do create a sacred circle or sacred space and invoke lots of protection of guardian angels, etc. Because leaving your body and practicing this skill can be not so much dangerous, but you're opening the door for some other entities to come to your body. So you need to protect yourself. That's a big first step to do that. The second step is to actually decide or determine the point to which you want to travel. You do that kind of like with opening your heart and feeling what calls you in this vast space. Maybe there is another entity looking for the connection, and you can feel whether it's a beautiful connection or if it's some kind of trap, So yeah, be mindful. You going into the deep forest field of with all sorts of entities, and here you need to really sharpen your intuition and really pay attention, because some of them are tricky. Some of them kind of want to lure you to the dark side. It's true. It's true. And some of them just genuinely want to connect. They're like more of an angelic beings or beings on other planets that practicing the same skill. So it's an awesome adventure, because now you can have friends beyond this earth. Maybe you can even have relationships beyond this earth. So I'm excited. If you want to join me in this practice, great. If not, it's also cool. But just want to share with you my excitement. And if you have any questions or want to talk about this practice a little further, you can, leave me a message beneath this video, or also I recommend reading raw material. This collective consciousness entity has lots of really great information on this, along with Seth material. That's another great source of pretty good resourceful clues. All right, I'll talk to you later. Namaste.
Hello, goodbye.
Oh, and check those True Rest sensory deprivation flotation tanks. They are a great tool whether you want to get rid of anxiety and just relax, or embark in a more in-depth meditation practices and spiritual practices. Because in this environment, your pineal gland releases natural DMT. So if you wish to have a more profound spiritual experience in the tank, you can focus on activating the pineal gland, and then DMT will be released and you will be going. See you there.